You are watching Arcadium Online Super Turbo Saturdays with eltrouble, Millertime, Korope, and Sergjiev. Good evening, everyone. It is time for Millertime's special segment. Women in the FGC and how not to be a creeper.
He sounds like a Sesame Street character.
Right?
This is bullshit nachen. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back again. We have a very special segment for you. The wonderful Millertime. She is, as you guys know, a woman.
But you are
What?
a woman too.
No.
Yes, sir, you are right. And she has very valuable information for all of us. And we have some revelations as well, whether you like it or not. Women are here to stay, okay? They are not just going to disappear one day, as you know, like Hugh Balls and some other people would like to think. Okay, so get used to them. All right, and Millertime is here to explain why they are here to stay, especially in the fighting game community, and why they are going to take over. And soon the FGC will be like Sweden, where men have no power whatsoever. And they are like little rabbits hopping around, and women, they walk around big and strong, and they kick the rabbits around, you know, and they go.
They're basically slaves.
Yes, basically slaves. So I apologize to you if you live in Sweden, but believe me, it is true, and you know it. You can pretend. Why do you think I got out of there?
Sergiev left for a reason.
I did leave for a reason, seriously.
He was forced to leave, deported.
You know, there's a whole group of women in Sweden who have taken it upon themselves to replace the men. They dress like men, they cut their hair like men, and they do everything like men.
Huh.
I'm not joking with you. I swear to God.
Well, that's another issue entirely.
Yes, completely. Okay.
So, of course, we're bringing this up, guys, because there's an interesting story this week due to the Korn group, and they brought it to our attention. Korn, I probably won't say their name, but it's not very street friendly.
Wait, first explain
coalition of real.
Fill in the blank.
Coalition of
real, and then of African descent, starting with an N.
Oh. Wait, so is this a group that is pro?
I don't know what they're pro at.
They're just a fight. Damn. They're just a fighting game.
Okay.
I call themselves the coalition of real.
Okay.
Nice people.
There we go.
Okay, real nice people.
They actually have blacks, whites, women. They have actually pretty good mix. And some of them are actually really good players.
But they look at themselves as OGs and hardcore badasses, and they take upon the Chris Rock definition of.
Kind of close, actually. But no, they're very vocal in their opinions. You know what I'm saying? They're very outgoing, very vocal, very they have a strong social media presence.
Yeah.
They're on YouTube. They're always at the tournaments. They're always loud and getting crazy.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, but this week there's some drama involved, which I'll let.
Yes, what is this drama? Don't keep us.
I guess I could. Well, so I guess the post started, and as eltrouble says, is they do post a lot. Holy cow, do they post a lot? And I think, darn it, I had it up here, but they just started. They had just one little tagline of the secret women of the FGC group, and it's funny because I just joined as of today.
Congratulations!
Yay!
Congrats, you got in. I can't get in.
It's a really good group. I won't say exactly what's on it, but for the most part, here I'll read what and I won't tell her name either. The organizer of all this, but she's awesome. She has the best Facebook posts. And she lists the reasons as the reason there are no guys in this group is so we can all feel free to express ourselves with whatever issue you may have without being nitpicked, harshly judged, or completely overlooked like what happened yesterday in all the Korn threads. So, I find it interesting because I agree with that, and as some of these, if you look at, and now I know you guys can't see these posts.
No, we cannot see anything. We're seeing some bullshit game, two people playing Super Turbo. So wait. Let me just back up here for a second.
Okay, go.
So there's a group on Facebook, a private.
Correct.
Where only women are allowed.
Correct.
And it is for women who are into the FGC.
Yes.
Correct. And all that goes into that.
Why can I not join?
Because you do not have 2 X chromosomes.
Or breastises.
You a little bit.
A little bit. I know I can weather, but and I also miss some other stuff. Okay, but okay, I get it. So it is a very discriminatory group.
Yes, but there's good and bad with everything. Okay, so let's delve into this, shall we? Okay, so yes, it is a private group for ladies, and I see why, and that explanation is pretty straightforward. Some of these questions, and I won't say exactly what, and I've only been on here, granted, I've only been seeing this for like 5 minutes while we're doing our show. They're questions of like, hey, are there any practice buddies out there who want to play like a certain type of game? Or, who's going to Evo, and
that if you bring guys into that mix, they're going to be like, hey, baby, yes, I'll be your practice buddy all night, for 5 minutes until I'm done and I'll go to sleep. But that's besides the point.
Exactly. So
even Kuropi's dying over that.
So it makes it
guys, this is true. It is very difficult. It's a problem we all have to deal with.
Yeah, so that makes an interesting point is how do you have that I can't say that word.
Anonymity. Just say it. Anonymity.
Because let's be honest, when you're online, you can hide behind, craziness and just go crazy. So
yes, I do this myself.
Yes.
I do the same thing.
Yes.
Exactly. So it brings up a good point. Now, the counterexample to that is, I don't want there to be a male-only fighting group that I can't join.
Why not?
Because I
have made one right now in the 5 minutes it's all completely private.
Yeah, the men of the fighting game community scene.
And by the way, I'd like to say...
I think we need to start that.
I know! Kuropi, make it happen. That'll be a new project after ST.
But you know what? If you guys want to do that, then you should if we're allowed to. See, there's pros and cons to this. We could go all day with this. So... I think we have some solutions, correct, that we came up with?
Yes, we have very good solutions.
So instead of bringing just up problems and making a Men of the FGC title page, let's maybe bring up some... So that's one solution, is making a Men of the FGC, so now everyone has their own private group.
Yes.
Right? We're all good.
Which
is always good.
Which you know is going to be infiltrated
That's worked out very well historically. That's worked out very well historically, yes.
Or I think we came up with a second one, which was Sergjiev did a very good job coming up with this.
Yes.
Or actually, eltrouble. I think it was a collaborative effort.
I have the best ideas. Kuropi knows this. Carl knows this. You know this.
So
you have pretty good ideas.
I do.
On Facebook, you can make a public group. So women of the FGC. Maybe you might want to think about this, but we can discuss this later.
If you women are watching us,
hello, by the way. You can make we can make the women of the FGC a public group, but hold on. But only invites, meaning the females or the actual members, can only comment.
Going back to the age-old thing, you can look, but you cannot touch. Yes, very nice. You look, but no touch.
Oh my god, I'm dying.
But I also already have a counter positive to our solution, because we just talked about it, is if the ladies want to meet up, or, as I just posted, I want to play, I gave my PSN name to play with another person, with another lady. I don't want a guy watching this and then start trolling my account, because I've already gotten trolled, but luckily no one knows my PSN name.
Well, that is why you never post personal information, such as that. You go into your Facebook messaging chat and you exchange that information.
But how would you do that if you're asking all the women only, hey, let's get some casual games, because I don't want to have sexist terms when I'm playing online, because I got that and they had no idea I was a girl. They said some we could probably bring up what happened, but I was online, but I was under his
we all
name.
know these sexist terms. We can just imagine them. We all have them memorized,
yeah,
ready to type at moment's notice.
And so they had no idea I was a lady, and I was like, okay, just keep calm, they obviously don't know who I am.
Keep calm, carry on.
Yeah. Exactly. So I'm worried about if you do want to find a female you just want to play with, you're kind of screwed out of that. But maybe we could
have that same problem, yes.
Play video games.
Video, yes, of course.
So,
example A, why you want to create.
Do not be a creeper. So,
stop laughing, Kuropi.
I know. All you hear is Kuropi's faint laughter.
So we have some solutions then maybe we could discuss or come up with. Maybe not just problems with this group. But I like it so far. But I also like having a Men of the FGC group, but I'm sad that I can't join it.
Well, you're already in the group. I just showing up at the arcades and being one hanging out with the guys at the arcade, right?
So I'm a guy and a girl.
No, but
this is fine.
You're part of the crew.
Part of the crew, yeah. But so.
Right.
But like what we were talking about earlier, we were talking about this whole issue with women are kind of. And I don't know. I don't think we can have the same conversation we did before.
I know we're trying to get into.
But I think what is going to happen, and what has happened in all evolutions of strife between especially men and women, and different races and classes, is once a group has been liberated from the shackles of their oppression. Let's say the shackles of oppression of being a woman in the FGC and being ridiculed and targeted for sexy time attacks and all these kind of things. I think we're beginning to see now that women are coming out, knowing that it is okay to play video games as women. And just a few years ago, it was embarrassing to be a man and play video game.
No, she's right.
And now women are coming out, and I think women in particular are less likely to, they're a little further behind. Not behind, but it's taking a little bit longer because as a woman, you have a much smaller. But I think there are a lot of them in hiding. Because I see people all the time that I meet that are women that are like, oh yeah, I played the NES and the Super Nintendo and back then. I'm like, really? I thought you should play with Barbie dolls. This was completely wrong.
Yeah, but in the 90s, like it was like a bad thing to be a gamer, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Let alone being a girl gamer.
I didn't have.
So everyone kept quiet about it, but the fact that there's more males who do it, it was easier for us to kind of come out in the 2000s when it became mainstream to be cool to be a gamer, right? And then now the women are kind of, coming up on their own in terms of that.
But as we were talking about before, when anyone gets away from their oppression, I'm gonna explain this really badly. Let him do it.
There will be like a hot, sexy, juicy roller coaster of upswing of women who finally find themselves liberated and who are perhaps going to be a little more outspoken and vocal.
I think I celebrate it.
But this is a good thing
it's
or
a
bad
good
thing.
So believe me, you are going to see a lot of women making a lot of noise, and there's going to be, I think, a lot of clashes of the sexes
of course.
coming.
Yeah.
But in the end,
it's here.
It will normal out.
And
we'll have equality.
Out, yes, and then we'll have equality.
Yes, because I agree,
Yes.
not in feminism,
Relative
but
equality,
Right.
of course. Men will always be on top. But
Ah!
no. I'm just saying that,
Sergjiev?
Holy shit!
Yes, sir. What?
Madam? What did we talk about?
I apologize.
We are equal, but I am more equal than you are.
I know not what I say. It is my fault as a man to not know what I speak of.
So,
And we have work to do, as you can see. I am working on this. She is working on this.
we have outrageous qualities, but it'll normal out.
The gay pride parade was actually a really good example.
The Gay Pride Parade was very good example.
Okay, sure.
And I have no problem saying this again. So, back in several years ago when I was just a newly here in USA speaking not very good English, I worked for a company that provide sales of alcoholic slushies like margaritas and other things, and we became a very big company. We do NASCAR races, everything, and we go to the biggest event ever, the San Francisco Gay Pride Parade. It was
Carl Gay Pride like this.
Yes, I was terrified.
You're terrified?
I was
Why?
terrified. I thought I was going to be
latent
molested
homosexual. Oh, okay.
and rushed and no. I
Latent
I was
homosexuality.
even thinking of maybe putting on a ring to signify I was married. Because I'm a hot guy.
But that attracts
Men
people,
find
though.
me exactly. I'm glad I didn't. But anyway, we're deviating from the story.
Yeah.
All in all,
And adding more issues.
adding more issues. But I had a great time, by the way.
Sure.
All 500,000 drunk, super ultra gay people that were there, they were the nicest people around. They're very respectful, very
yeah.
awesome.
No
I mean, I didn't enjoy the guys that were dressing up in leather with their butt cheeks all hanging out.
With their USB dongle kind of hanging out.
Yes,
And,
I did not enjoy that, but it's fine.
I would have, though.
Of course
okay.
you would have. Of course you would have.
You say that you wouldn't.
But the point in all of this is that in the 90s, gay prides were really at the peak.
Right.
And, you know, gay people in general, I'm not gay, so I cannot speak for them, but I think it's very clear that the majority of people who identify themselves as gay, they just want to be gay. They don't want to be bothered. They're not out looking for trouble. And in the 90s, I think there was an explosion of acceptance throughout at least the country here in the U.S.
Or at least California.
Especially California.
And they are the minority compared to
yes. And there's an
status quo.
explosion, pardon the pun, of gayness, and as a result, too many people. Stay with me, okay? There was a lot.
Serious topics.
Explosion, people. Yes.
Seriously, this is not high school. We're not talking, sexual education. There were a lot of people, of course, that went overboard and that felt, oh my goodness, I am gay, hear me roar, you have to accept me because I am gay.
Because they were oppressed for so long.
Because
they finally were able to come out, basically.
Yeah. And so there was a lot of people that went way too far and who were trying to push their gayness onto other people. And that has now died down, as you can see, you know? So now things have normalized, and people have pretty much accepted the whole idea of gay. Even people who are against the idea of homosexuality, we don't hear them anymore. It's not in the news, whatever, and it's just people are living out their lives.
Well, I think they become more of the norm as kind
exactly,
of
and that is what is going to happen with women in the FGC.
I agree.
At one point, you're just going to have to give up and realize that they are here to stay. You hear that, you filthy, dirty men?
And you're out there, Juan.
Yes, Juan, especially you.
Caropium, you singing you got to.
Oh wait, what happened to the video?
So you guys did such a fabulous job for me.
Okay, sometimes it takes.
You set the lady credibility by being a woman. It's like nodding.
Here we roar.
Yep. Like, is that a good point? Yes.
Yep.
Continue.
Sometimes it takes a real man to do a woman's job.
Well, I think the
oh wait, no, hold on. Never mind. I take that back.
See, we go forward like 2 steps,
and
then
forward, 1 step back.
4 steps back.
The Swedish policy here. But like, I think the issue is that one is that it's the guys aren't used to having women have a private only group.
Correct.
We don't know what they're doing behind those closed doors, and it makes them kind of
scared
and terrified. And I think the other part is that there is kind of a backlash that people don't necessarily like it when like there's more like fans and casuals and like significant others of people who play fighting games as opposed to players. Like players who are like hardcore and interested in fighting games.
So far, I've seen mostly players on this, by the way.
I know, but I think that because you're a smaller community, that problem gets more exacerbated because you're kind of a smaller group. You can like kind of nitpick easier on that. You can point out, oh, this person's a player. Oh no, she's a fangirl. Oh no, she's just a girlfriend of this guy.
Labeling, which I actually did.
Yeah.
I did too.
Exactly. Exactly. So I think it's easier to pick on you guys because obviously there's less of you to pick on, and you're kind of this new element in the fighting game scene.
Correct.
But with this whole Facebook with women fighting game group, I really like the idea of it being a private group, but being public for viewing, because every single little perverted little gamer guy, he's going to be going on there to try to figure out what the hell they're doing, and it might actually help the little women to understand what women talk about and why they talk about it, and it's almost like educational,
Well, I think the fear that like people will like take what they're posting in that group and just kind of like discuss it and trash on it.
Yeah, of course, that's what we're afraid of.
Of course, this will happen. But so what?
Yeah, but I think that's the whole point. Is we don't want that.
That's the question is, I know.
That's the whole thesis of this group.
Is the solution to hide in a private group?
But
I don't know. Is that there's multiple solutions we only talked about this literally for a couple days.
It's not clean cut. It won't be a clean cut solution, but I think it's something to think about.
There's many a solution.
Yeah, I'm fine with the whole idea of women having their own private group. It's like a place where they can feel comfortable and like get together with other female members of the scene.
Yes, I very much support women getting together to do their own thing.
Yeah,
as long as we. No, yes.
But I think as long as you still continue to kind of interact with the other members of the scene, show up to your local events, interact with those guys, then you're fine. Like I think it's problematic when you only stay in that group and that's your only clique that you interact with. Then it becomes kind of an issue.
I think if you make a group like that, you shouldn't be talking about it in public, because I mean, what's the point of making this all public?
Well, it wasn't by their choice. Some guy commented and kind of made it known that there was this private group.
Well, how did he find out?
Well, I don't. It's the internet. Like, someone's bound to talk eventually. Like, hey, did you know there's a secret women's group?
I bet you to some ice hole boyfriend of some girl that was in the group.
Look bad. Like, I mean, obviously you want to be treated differently, but you're.
What do you mean we want to be treated
and then
differently?
you're trying to segregate yourself from everyone.
We're not trying to be treated differently. We're trying to be treated the same.
Right. Right. That's what I meant.
That is what he meant. He was trying to say
you
that you
won't
were
be
trying to
treated
be
the same,
It differently than the way you're being treated now.
Yeah.
Correct.
Good save, Kuropi.
Yeah.
But he's asking, if you're gonna do that, then why make your own group? Why not just incorporate yourselves into other?
It's a little bit of a double standard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It is, but it's kind of tricky to not uphold that.
But that's why we brought the Sergjiev point up, is that the double standard will come up when you've been oppressed for so long, because we want you guys had the double standard for so long, now we want the double standard, then it will be equal.
At some point in Sweden, men will gain a little power, you know?
Yeah, I don't agree with it.
Maybe
I want to
get
go straight to the
back.
equal part. And I think a lot of women feel the same way. It just, we never go, I want power. It's nice.
Well, I think a lot of it is like, there's always that question is like, why do you need your own group? Why can't you just hang out with us? But I think the issue is that if you take like individual women and have them just go out and try to incorporate themselves in different groups, they're gonna face some level of discrimination.
Yeah.
And I think women don't like that, like when they're kind of just thrown out there all by themselves.
That's anyone.
I think it's helpful to have like a group where you guys come together and have your safety zone, which is fine. But as long as you continue to kind of get involved with the community.
Correct.
Go to tournaments, play the game, whatever.
I agree with all that. Yeah.
That's fine. But the problem is if you stay in that group and that's your bubble, then you've literally just segregated yourselves, and you will get more hate than normal.
Agreed.
So you kind of have to have a fine balance between having your little nest that you can hang out with and meet other women, and then at the same time kind of help enfold yourself to the community a little more.
And I think they are, now you guys can't see it, but they are asking like who's going to Evo. They are bringing up, especially I'm going to call her out because she's awesome, Miranda brings out a lot of awesome women events. She still assimilates it to the community. Like,
she did it for Evo last
she's amazing at that. She brings it up. So she's already trying to assimilate to the community. I haven't been on here long enough to know if that's actually the case otherwise, but she's amazing and she brings it. So we're already doing that. So there shouldn't have been this hate already in the beginning then.
It's just typical backlash when they see a group trying to outwardly. It seems like you guys are just trying to separate yourselves from us. You create a private group on Facebook that no one.
He's all high and mighty.
It can be construed differently.
Correct.
The real solution is to get them to all just join the ST community, because
I agree.
Right? Oh, ladies, by the way,
the ST community doesn't care.
That's true.
True.
That's completely true.
Lady,
plug it.
Let me plug it. I've been in Street Fighter 4. I'm gonna talk smack on everyone else, and they're gonna hate me. I've been in Street Fighter 4. I've been in Soul Calibur. I've been in many other groups. Don't get me wrong. They're all great games. I like their groups too. But the ST community has been the best, nicest, most accepting, and chillest group of mofos I've ever met. So
with the blue steel, the Latif.
So let me
it's because we're desperate. We just want people to play.
Yeah.
That's true.
And also,
we don't care what you are.
Generally, we are older. Like the average age of ST person is like mid-20s, like late 20s.
Oh,
we've gone
late
past.
20s.
We've gone past this boys
crayons.
club
Okay,
shit.
let's do it.
Like we've gone past this college age. Crap,
yeah.
boy stuff.
So we don't give a shit, to be honest.
We just want to play ST. That's all. We don't care what gender you are.
Yeah, we don't care. So ladies, join ST.
Well, you had a pretty positive experience.
Yeah.
Crayons, maybe
ladies,
there's a problem with the connection.
For those of us who, or anyone for that matter, for those of you who have just been terrible at Street Fighter 4, go to ST, because I've gotten a lot better at ST than I have at 4. A lot quicker.
She hardly plays Street Fighter 4, but she dominates at it because ST taught her the basic fundamentals she needs to win in any fighting game, really. And that's the biggest problem I see with new players nowadays, that they don't want to learn fundamentals. They want to learn setups. They want to learn frame traps.
Yeah.
And blockables and all the gimmicks.
Yeah. And then backtracking, because Crayons brought up a really good point, and I'm gonna get super hate for this, but I'm gonna say it anyways.
Hate.
Super hate.
So Crayons brought up, like, why should there be women events? So I was not around for I was not on the FGC when they had the women's tournament and Corporate could you guys who were here could probably bring in some
Street
input.
Fighter 4 one?
The Street Fighter
the
4
one,
one
like, 2
for
or 3
the
years
women's
ago.
only tournament.
Yeah, I heard no one like that.
Yeah.
But I've heard differently from different people who you talk to. It's interesting.
Who,
I've talked
men and women?
men and women. I've talked to men and women, both on both sides, and I heard good and bad things. I heard people were like, "Yeah, it was fabulous." Other people were like, "No, I heard different things like booing," and then other people were like, "I never heard booing." So apparently the ballroom was so big. You got all these different perspectives, and I wasn't around for the FG when that happened. And personally, let me just bring my point. I'm afraid if we have another all women event, that there'll be an only all male event. And I don't want that, because I want to be. I want.
Tournaments are already kind of mostly all events anyway.
I don't want to be. If we're already segregating them, I don't want to segregate someone else. And I know it's not. That's not the point of it, but it happens. And I'm afraid of that. I know what the purpose was for. The purpose was to bring, maybe people who don't, get in top 8, or people who maybe aren't typically known, to have their own kind of tournament. But why couldn't we just have a beginner tournament, not necessarily like Queen of GGPO?
Queen of Sexy
Which I have won.
Yes, you have won. You collusionary person.
That would never work.
It did work.
A noob only tournament never worked.
We've had 10 noob
and you get people
tournaments.
hijacking tournaments all the time. If you have that at Evo with paid money,
It works in Japan.
really? Yeah, because they have honor.
I guess it won't
They
work.
have honor.
But here-
Americans have no honor.
Here in America, best believe I will hijack that tournament if you have a news only tournament. I'm gonna sandbag my way to first place to get that money.
Well,
Sloth-
that's the thing, because they don't play for money in Japan. So
Yeah, exactly. So like, there's no
I mean,
motivation.
you could do it where there's no money involved.
yeah.
True. But at Evo, like maybe as a side tournament, but not as a main event at a tournament of that prestige.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So it's a hard
See,
sell.
Wicked Element is a boy, and he said there is cheering and heckling. There is
He is
both.
big
Yeah,
boy.
depending on which side.
He is
Because
both.
the sides are this. One side, you have women coming out
Got
who
you.
play in tournaments, right? Who don't normally get the spotlight, might not even play in tournaments normally, right? But they'll do it to support the women's
Well, you
scene.
get the spotlight just in the
which
wrong
is
way.
great, right? Because you get the, the women get their own thing.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it's like, why are we separating women and men? Like, if they want to play in a tournament and get respect, and get legit wins, they should play with us.
Yeah, me personally, I want to beat the best.
Yeah,
I don't care
exactly.
who is the best. Is the
Yeah.
best boy, girl, something in between, blue, green. I don't care. I want to beat the best.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's why me personally, I would not have joined that group just because I want to beat the best. But
Yeah.
that's me.
Well, because then you run into problems like, oh, why can't we have tournament of the white people?
Yeah, I know, gosh.
Like that, you run into a sticky area where like you have to pick and choose what's good and bad, and that's never good for consistency.
Yeah.
on the scene.
Yeah,
So I think it was a cool game.
There's no reason to separate
No,
by
there's not.
gender
Never.
in fighting games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think-
I know
point.
initially why they did it, but yeah, we should now we've learned from our mistake. We've learned from our past actions,
It's not gonna happen ever again.
and
think so.
maybe we can have solutions for the future. And Nick,
Damn straight, I'm not gonna lose like this ever again.
Well,
Nick,
like-
you're looking at the next female Dago.
Jesus
Bow.
Christ. The thing is that it makes sense in like traditional sports because there is a physiological difference between men and women in terms
But-
of performance, peak
Correct.
performance.
Biologically speaking,
But
correct.
in fighting games, you don't have that barrier. So it's the
Nope.
ultimate equalizer.
It's awesome.
It's 90% mental. Street Fighter is, and the physical stuff isn't really physical. It's just basic practice and dexterity.
And if you technically bring into biology into Street Fighter, you said it's all about dexterity. Technically, biologically speaking, women technically have more dexterity than men, so we should be better at this than us. And we are.
Prison rules.
No
sorry.
one's proved it yet, Tanya.
I'm going to prove it. Shit.
Yeah, no, Tanya's doing pretty well actually. I will say though, as much shit as Tanya talks, she is probably one of the better Street Fighter players that's female in general, right? I pretty much agree.
Stacy's awesome. Miranda's awesome. I don't know what you're talking about.
But I mean in terms of like raw skill.
There's a smaller pool to pick from.
True.
Get the bigger pool and we'll talk more.
True. But I'm saying I think as far as women
We're
in fighting game scene,
And I think Carl's right. I think we're
you're
all
a good
hidden.
spot to like showcase that women are really good.
Oh yeah,
can
I
be
hope
really
I'm
good
the
at
next
fighting
one,
games.
but
Yeah, you can be.
we'll find out.
There's
I
no
would
reason
I
you
would love for
can't.
anyone to be the next one, but I personally want it to be me. But I definitely want a top 8
I mean,
female
I'm
we can look
biased,
up
but
to.
I think skill-wise, I think you're one of the hot. You're up there. in terms of
Thank you.
female
We've got
fighters.
Kayane for Soul Calibur, so you're right. I want someone for Street Fighter 2 or for Street Fighter 4. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
outside of
I'm
Kayane-
excited.
Outside
What's
Kayane,
up,
there's no one
Akagis?
though, right? Outside
Yeah.
Kayane, no one knows who's a good.
No, wait a
female
minute.
fighter.
Didn't you got top 8 in one of the ST games?
I
or
got
was it
right
almost
outside
top
top 8 Kuropi. I was so mad because then I was so mad. It was 9th. I was 9th.
Yeah, I mean, you're right there knocking on the door.
Yeah.
She's 9th out of 60, 70 people.
100 on that one.
100 on that one?
I think it was 100 on that one. I don't know. Well,
It wasn't 100, but
yeah, I think they're full of shit. I saw the numbers.
Yeah.
They all float around 60, 70.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I'm trying.
You're good.
I'm trying. I'm TOL2. TOL2.
I'm telling you,
TOL2.
we should go.
TOL 15.